Welcome back to Tom's Garage, guys. Today we are going to look at a riding lawnmower that when you turn the key, it just clicks and you barely see the flywheel move. Everybody's seen that. Click, click. Well, it is a Briggs & Stratton single cylinder. It's Intex style. First thing I wanted to do was charge the battery overnight. I put it on a 2-amp trickle charge. The build date on that battery is May of 22, so it's not old, maybe 6 months old. I trickle charged it for 24 hours, and you can see there, it's got 12 and a half. It should crank this tractor, no problem. It ought to crank it. So, we know the battery is good. I wanted to track down all the connections. All the connections are good. Checked all the grounds. That's where it connects to the starter. And somebody has evidently replaced this solenoid. But everything on it's tight. Everything seems tight. So this is what it does here. Even with a fully charged battery, this little screen right here is loose too. I need to look at that. I bet that makes a heck of a racket. So I guess the next step, guys, I'm going to pull this valve cover off and adjust the valves on that. Because, you know, this engine has the automatic compression release built onto the camshaft. And they are notorious, very notorious for coming apart. So I'm hoping a simple valve job will do it. The build date on this is, let's see, it's a 2010, so this thing is, you know, a good dozen years old, and it's probably never been worked on. So we're gonna see if we can fix it up for the fella. Y'all hang in there. Okay, I got it up on the table and I got it up in the air. I can get to it. The first thing I want to do is jack up the front end and get it on jack stands. That will allow this engine to lean backwards just enough to keep all the oil and everything in the under this valve cover from running out of the engine and dripping out. After I clean all the surfaces, I have to put more sealant on there, and that'll keep the oil from dripping and ruining my clean surfaces when I put this thing back together. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get this valve cover off, and I'm going to test and see what the clearances are now. Yeah, they need to be set really right at about 4,000. So let's do that. Alrighty, let's get this valve cover off here. Little 3/8 heads. All right. Let me grab a bucket or something to stick under there, because that's going to probably drip. Don't be a drip. Stick that in there like that. Grab you a screwdriver, a little rubber mallet. See if we can break the seal loose. This one doesn't have a gasket. This one actually uses sealer. I'm making the camera move. Let's see. Sometimes they can lay a bugger to get off. You just gotta pry them off of there, and you don't want to bend it. Sometimes they can be a booger. Step on this side. Get right in there with it. Find you a corner to get. There we go. Try not to bend and warp this thing. All right, I think we got her broke loose. Oh, let's see what we got. Yeah, it's just sealer. All right, I'm gonna pull that spark plug out. Should have already done that. Oh, should have already done it. That's got a nice E3 spark plug from Lowe's or Home Depot somewhere. A little gold tip spark plug. Yeah, E3. Look at that. That's ugly. Cheap. Cheap. All right, now I'm gonna get in here. Well, we ain't really got no oil dripping, that's good. Let me get a feel of this. Boy, that was there. That was pretty loose right there. Golly, you can't even spin it because this damn screen up there. It's loose from the engine somehow or another. Well, I didn't see the valves. Okay, that one, here it goes. Huh. See, the exhaust valve is engaged a little bit. I want to figure out a better way to turn this thing. This thing is spun completely loose. All right, now we know the exhaust valve is engaged. That one don't feel too bad. I'm going to see what the gap is on the intake. Oh God, it is loose. That was 4 thousandths. Let me see here. I like my valves on the tight side. I think the factory settings is 5 thousandths on the intake and 7 thousandths on the exhaust, or I may be backwards on that, but I think that's true. Let's see. There's 4 thousandths. Here is 6, 8. Let me see if it's 8. Nope, it's tighter than, no, see, look at there, you gotta be careful, you got 2 of them together. There's 8. Yeah, that's pretty tight. I can't even tell what that, that's 10 right there. Where's my 7? There it is. That's 7 thousandths on the intake. Now let's find out what the exhaust is. I'm gonna grab the crankshaft down here and crankshaft pulley and turn it over. All right, intake is all the way open, so the exhaust should be completely relaxed. Now let's find out what that bad boy is set at. Here's 7. Oh yeah, that's loose. Hopefully that's the problem. There is 9, no, and then 10. Yeah, that's pretty tight. Let's see, 7. Yeah, that's loose. I'm gonna set it at 4 thousandths and give it a try. I'm gonna set both of them at 4. Because that is loose. Well, that was engaged. Loose. All right, man, let me pause the video, gather up some tools, and I'll show you how to do that. All right, the intake valve is all the way compressed. It's activated, so you know the exhaust valve is at completely, the valve's completely shut. The camshaft is not calling for it. So just a 5/8 nut on the outside and a Torx 20. See that Torx right there, the little set nut, set screw. All right. And I'm using my Dunlap wrench, forged in the USA. Shane would like that. My grandpa gave me that right there 30, 40 years ago. Or actually, I stole it from him. I ain't gonna tell nobody. Let's see here. Back that set screw off a little bit. Make sure I got the 4 thousandths. Yeah, look at that. So now it's going to be a, and I'll run that back down. Holding that perfectly still, just tighten. Nope, not that way. Yep, do it again. Do it again. Back that off. I can hear a T-bone laughing at me. All right, just enough to hold. Just enough to hold. Now we'll tighten this down. And I'd like to, okay, just a little bit more. Just feel a little drag. There we go. There we go, there we go. Spin the engine over. Both of them should be loose now. I ain't even checking for top dead center through the piston hole. Hell, you can tell this, you know, you can just look at it and know what you're doing. Okay, same thing with this. Back it off a little bit. And run the 4 thousandths. Make sure that's still the 4 thousandths. Yep. Right here. Just tight enough to hold it. And run that set screw back in there. And just a little bit. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Both of them 4 thousandths. Both of them on 4 thousandths. What I like to use, guys, is probably the same thing they use this Moto Seal gasket maker. It's delicious on toast. No, I'm just kidding. Clean this really good, and then you have to put only on one surface. I put a nice bead, maybe a 1/4 inch bead around it, around the bolt holes, and you just put it to it, run the bolt in there just to hold it barely where you see it starting to squeeze out. Wait an hour for it to cure. Torque it down and let it sit for 24 hours, and there you go. I'll show you how to do that when I'm ready to put it back together. I'm going to put the spark plug back in it and see if that helps it. And let's pray that the ACR on the camshaft is not hurt, because I don't feel like tearing this damn engine apart. It's November. I worked all season. I'm tired. I want to go in the house and play on YouTube. I'm tired. Get on there. There you go. Yeah, get it a little snug. All right. I am going to hold the camera because I don't want that thing to kick over and knock everything down. Okay. Get everything off the table. All right, man, I'm not even going to put the valve cover or nothing on it. I'm leaving the spark plug wire off. I don't want it to crank. And let's reach around here and see what this thing will do. Ah, that's not good. Let me get it past the compression stroke, if I can. Let's see here, I'm gonna reach down there and grab that crankshaft and get it just past the compression stroke. Oh God, that's almost difficult to do, man. This thing is, yeah, it's gonna be the compression release, I guarantee you. Grr. When I first started though, I did check the oil. You know, sometimes these have a problem where the float needle valve, the needle will leak, and all the weight of all that fuel will bypass the float bowl, the needle and seat, and fill up this engine with gasoline, and that will hydrolock it. But evidently that's not the case, because I did check the oil. That's a bummer. I was hoping this thing would spin over. Now I got an engine job to do. It's a little better than it was, but I'm afraid we might have a deeper problem here. Another video to come, fellers.